Assalamualaikum. My name is Mohamad Harith bin Fauzi, metric nombor 117206. My title: Student Perception Toward Integration of ICT in Teaching and Learning Process in the Study of Hadith in USIM. Research background. Today, the growing on the use of computer is inevitable. Computers have been utilized in a vast area of modern people life, such as business, entertainment, education, and others. Therefore, information and communication technology (ICT) is a force that has changed many aspects to the way we live. According to Zulkifli and Sulaiman, the extensive use of multimedia has brought the study of hadith to the forefront of the intellectual revelation. The researcher and student have opportunity to explore and search of hadith information more effectively from available reliable space and technology platform. However, there have been a number of factors impeding the wholesale uptake of ICT in education across sectors. They have including health factor has a lack of funding to support the purchase of the technology, a lack of training among established teaching practitioners, a lack of motivation and need among teachers to adopt ICT as teaching tool. Therefore, teacher readiness and skill in using ICT are playing essential role in the use of ICT in education. The Messenger of Allah is reported to have said, "Wisdom is the lost property of the believer. Wherever he finds it, he has more right to it." Due to this issue on the effectiveness of integration of ICT in the learning process, the student focus on student perception toward this development. Number of students from Faculty of Quran and Sunnah study involved in this study to make sure their acceptance to this learning tool. Problem statement: ICT integration support student learning performance is termed to critical thinking, problem solving and practicing the lesson mean focus through surfing in online resource. ICT integration supports student needs in the process of technology-based teaching and learning. The ability for student and teacher to adapt to the transformation will be issue as student readiness and skill in using ICT are playing a central role in the use of ICT in education. For instance, students mostly have difficulty like lack of adequate ICT equipment and internet access while learning. Technical difficulty to become a major problem and source and frustration for students and teachers and cause interruption in teaching and learning process, including in hadith related course. Therefore, effectiveness of teaching and learning method used in the Islamic source need to be evaluated. Research question: 1. What are the student perception to integration of ICT in teaching and learning of hadith related source in USIM. Do the teaching and learning method used in the Islamic source public university effective from students in Malaysia? What are the suggestion method or teaching and learning of Hadith related course in public university in Malaysia? Objectives research. 1. To identify student perception toward the integration of ICT in teaching and learning of Hadith related source in USIM. They evaluate to effectiveness of teaching and learning method used in the Islamic sources in public university in Malaysia. To suggest method for teaching and learning of Hadith related sources in public university in Malaysia. Significant research facilitate the lecturer and student in their educational process with the integration of ICT. Increasing the quality of education process as the role of ICT education is becoming more important, helping students to access and analyze the Hadith book tradition and knowledge in the software. Show student perception toward the integration of ICT in learning process. Literature review 2002 iPhone the iPhone anti 2020 iPhone 2020 the detail can show the detail has shown in the slide. Research methodology. In this research, the quantitative case study was selected as the study design. The population of the research into 259 students with involving students from Sunnah study with information management, source for Faculty of Quran Sunnah study at University Science Islam Malaysia. This method uses simple random sampling and the sample size is 152 students referring to Cressy and Morgan table. The respondent consists of students from Sunnah study with information management. Source has the student they with Hadith study often have to adapt with the integration of ICT in their learning process. The collection of data in this research is using survey method. The instrument utilized in this research is by giving online questionnaire to the respondent. The data is analyzed by counting the percentage of students that are able to adapt with the integration of ICT in learning process and their perception toward